Already 10 episodes deep, baby. Man, how time flies. It's your boy Marcos. It's the Assassin's Creed Let's Play. Playing through Assassin's Creed 2. And hey, man, it's Tuesday coming up. Black Flag coming out. Y'all gonna pick it up? Let me know. I'm not. I'm gonna wait till I get the Xbox One. I'm gonna pick it up for that. Oh, next gen with it, you know, start off next gen, right? Pick up the Creed, pick up some Ghosts, pick up some, probably that's it, because the damn system's so expensive I can't buy anything else in my life. And I know before you hop on me, I go get a PS4 and whatnot. Yeah, I want to keep the live on both systems and whatnot. That's kind of my main decision for it. I want to keep the live, you know, I'm going to move the Xbox to the living room, be able to use Netflix and shit over there. Keep the Xbox One in my room for that private usage, you know what I'm saying, Skyping and all that hood stuff. I just like the controller better, and I'm just sticking with it. I made my call on it. Unless like some crazy happens in the next month, I ain't gonna change over there. But let's digress over there. I want to talk about something that we're gonna witness here for the first time in this Assassin's Creed game. It's something that, you know, the first one innovated in, and we're gonna talk about how it's not too much of an innovation in itself. But basically the post-death talk. You know, the what I call it. You know, oh man, what do they do with the priests in the damn Catholic Church? The last rites. Sorry about that. The last right kind of talk that they give them. And it's really the first time when I did it, when I experienced it, that's the first thing I felt of. I was like, wow, like this is kind of like reading this guy's last right. So after you kill the enemy we're going to kill over here, you kind of talk to him a little bit. I think this one, if I remember one, is a little bit more hateful than most of the other ones. The other ones, you end up just going Requiesci and Paci and all that good stuff. But this one, I think, is a little more hateful. I think we're going to see over here. I thought that, I mean, there's an ability where you could just stab him and bring him down. I just hadn't unlocked it yet. And I was kind of pissed. This is what happens when you've played through like a ton of Creed games. I'm like, man, why couldn't I? I came up here. I'm like, what the? I couldn't get him over here. We learned through the Metal Gear, if you're watching the Metal Gear Let's Play, which comes out tomorrow, by the way, shameless plug. There's a lot of talking when banter with your enemies, especially post-death. You know, I think of Psycho Mantis to me is always the one that comes to mind. How much more you learn about Psycho Mantis, how much more you understand of what he is after his post-death talk. The same thing kind of comes over here with the Creed, or at least they attempted to. I don't think it's done and fully fleshed out. I think the main issue, or one of the main issues I have with Assassin's Creed is a franchise in general. And they kind of worked on a little bit more on Revelator. Brotherhood was the next one, where you kind of had one main enemy, but there's always seems like there's just too many enemies, you know. The Paci, yeah, I kind of remember him because I banged this system and whatnot, but do I really have that much bigger rivalry? No, the only guy I have some issue with is the Borgia dude, the guy, the main top dude, and even he's not too much. Let's sit back, let's listen to what my man's gonna say, though.
What are you and your allies planning? Is this what my father discovered? Is this why he was killed?
I'm sorry. Were you hoping for a confession?
Pezzo di merda! Vorrei solo che avessi sofferto di più! Hai avuto la fine che meritavi! Spero che
Enough, Ezio! Show some respect.
Respect? After all that's happened, do you think he would have shown either of us such kindness?
You are not Fieri. Do not become him.
There it is. Those are words to live by in the Creed.
Ti dia le pace che cercavi. Requiesca in pace. Take this. Read it when you have the time. Our work here is finished. Let us return to the villa.
That was big right there. It might not seem too much for you if you haven't played the game, but that's big right there, because, you know, Altair used to do it as well, where you just talk through.
I have done as requested, and spoken with your son. I agree with your assessment, though only in part. Yes, Fieri is brash and prone to act without forethought. And he has a habit of treating the mercenari like playthings. I have received reports of at least 3 men being disfigured as a result. But I do not think him, as you put it, beyond repair. Rather, I believe the solution to be a simple matter. He seeks your approval, your attention. These outbursts of his are a result of insecurities born out of a sense of inadequacy. He speaks of you often and fondly, and expresses a desire to be closer to you. So, if he is loud and foul and angry, I believe it is simply because he wants to be noticed. He wants to be loved. Act as you see fit on the information I've given you here. But I must ask that we end this correspondence. Were he to discover the nature of our conversations, I fear what might become of me. Yours in confidence, Fra Giocondo.
Alright, Fra Giocondo, we coming after you. That's kind of what I'm saying. You know, my next guy is Fra Giocondo. Got that text message. There's so many people, so many faces. It's the one issue I have with Assassin's Creed. You have the Templar, you know that's the kind of the grand enemy in the Templar, and that's what allows you to go through the different time periods. We're always going Assassins, Templars, but the Templars and even the Assassins have different faces. Now the Assassins, we got 3 of them, and we're gonna have 4 over here with Conway and whatnot. You can keep track of them. You're playing as them the whole game. That's not the biggie. And you have Desmond, I guess, if you want to count 5. But the villains, there's so many of them. It's so tough to develop a villain in Assassin's Creed because there's not this one main guy. I think Assassin's Creed 3 kind of did it a little bit better because your victim was the father, spoiler alert, or your villain was the father, spoiler alert. But even then, it still wasn't as fleshed out as you see in other games as Metal Gear. So I do like the last right kind of deal where you sit down and you talk to him over there. But it's not there. The character development for the enemies, to me, in Assassin's Creed, have always been lacking. The overall storyline, the sense of mystery, the sense of accomplishment, I feel that's there. I think that's there. Very well done. You always feel like you're doing something big. And talking about big, what we gonna do? Some fighting?
Our campione, Ezio.
Oh, hey, Ezio! I see you wasted no time starting the celebration.
And why not? You've done us a great service, Nipote. With Vieri dead, La Toscana will grow quiet once more. Do you know what that means?
Basta lavorare.
Si passa tutto il giorno a bere.
E a puttane. What? It's true.
Come, Ezio, walk with me.
Yes, uncle. The Pazzi answer to another. A Spaniard.
He is Rodrigo Borgia, one of the most powerful men in all of Europe.
And he's your
and
main
leader of the
enemy.
Templar Order.
Which
It-
makes him responsible for the murder
Yeah,
of my
makes
father
you
and
responsible,
brothers.
right? And that's kind of what you go do, and you end up having a whole web of enemies. We're gonna tap in and out of this conversation over here, but you kind of have this whole web of enemies in the game, where if you have a lot of things, jack of all trades, master of none kind of deal. That's how I feel about it.
Father's list will guide me.
Where will you go next?
Firenze. Francesco de Pazzi will share the fate of his son.
A sensible next step. No doubt he intends evil for the city. All right, that's enough grim talk for one night. I'll be in my study if you need me.
Alright, I got you, bro. We're gonna talk a little bit after
My
that.
uncle gave me.
There you go. Go read over there, see what's going on.
Messer Francesco.
And I looked over this. I'm like, hold up, man. This is the same shit. Like I already read that, man. Come on, that's it. We already read that, man. Who doesn't read the letters that you get from your uncle? I always read my letters. I don't really get that much mail, though. I never changed my address when I moved over here to the new place. I'm sorry.
Look familiar?
On their codex pages.
Yes. Your father managed to find and translate a few before he...
Here.
This is not your father's work. Someone else has translated it.
Leonardo da Vinci, a friend.
Do you see the way the words cross from one page to the next?
There is something underneath it all. Some kind of map. Where is it supposed to lead?
Your father and I managed to make out bits of a prophecy scrawled across these pages. It was written by an assassin like us, who long ago held a piece of Eden. His name was Altair.
There he is.
Spoke of something powerful and ancient hidden beneath the land.
What is it?
What indeed? Solving that little mystery is exactly why we collected these pages.
Then let me help. It's time I take on my father's work. All of it.
It is. Ezio.
Start with the page I took from Vieri.
He's growing
Leonardo would
right
decode it
before our
for us.
very eyes.
Ben, return here when time permits, and we'll add it to the wall.
Damn straight, baby. And make sure you check out next week's episode for some more Assassin's Creed. Thank y'all for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. Deuces.
And this is the armor of Altair. Little is known about Altair's life, but his armor is light and very strong. I give it to you, but I don't know how to retrieve it. My great-grandfather told me it would remain locked away until all its protectors were made whole.